Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I wanted to go ahead and give you some affirmations that have worked really well for me, when it comes to manifesting. Okay, so I'm just gonna dive straight into it. The first affirmation that we have here is I have more money than I know what to do with. I really like this, okay? A lot of people ask me like, what are your money affirmations? What did I do to get financially stable? So honestly, I didn't know about the law until after I was financially stable or started getting money, but since then, I have pretty much doubled my income. I am getting a lot more than I used to, like before I knew about the law. And something that I say that helps me a lot is I have more than enough money than I know what to do with. You guys, I don't even look twice at some of the things that I buy, okay? And I'm in New York. I end up buying things every day. I end up spending money every day. But one thing I also don't tell myself is that it's expensive or, oh, it's so expensive to live here. That's something that's just not in my vocabulary anymore, okay? I don't think anything is expensive. I don't think anything is out of reach because when you say like, oh, things are expensive, this or that, then you're telling yourself that, oh, it's out of reach, or oh, it's something that I can't attain. Okay, in fact, I just saw a video earlier today that said, don't spend money. It's like rich people, they don't say like, oh, I'm spending money, because that's, implying that it's going away, that, it's something that's not going to come back to you. So instead, say circulate, okay? Like maybe it sounds a little bit weird, like, oh, I'm circulating money, but that is what's happening, right? Like that is what happens in the economy. Money gets circulated, right? So circulate means to go back to the origin point, to go back to the owner, to go back to, again, where it originated from, right? So yeah, I saw this video on TikTok, but like, that's something that I started using in my vocabulary instead of saying spending. And I found myself like, like just thinking from the perspective of like, oh, okay, even if this is, this much, I know that money will come back to me. I'm not stressing about it. Okay. Cause actually I live in New York right now, and the subway prices, the bus prices literally just went from 2.75, $2.75 to $2.90. And I'm not even tripping. I'm not even like worried about it, because I know that I'm going to earn enough money to, like be able to like, of course I'll afford that, but to like not worry about that. Okay, sometimes when prices go up, like, let's say in the economy the prices go up, instead of feeling down, instead of complaining about how expensive it is, just tell yourself that, okay, well, this is a sign for me to earn even more. This is a sign for me to not necessarily like work harder, but think more abundantly. Think from a mindset of like, oh, I can afford this. This is easy. I don't even care if the price goes up, because I know that my income will go up. I know that my abundance will go up. I know that, my wealthiness factor will go up. Okay, that's the perspective that you have to think from for literally anything. This can apply to any area of life. Okay, even in love, I just want to point out something. I want you to understand that there is an abundance of love, that there is an abundance of options. I know that some of you guys try to manifest a specific person, and that's completely okay. And that's something that, like, I literally talked about, it's okay to do that and given advice about. But something I do want you to know is that, if you want to decrease resistance to anything, you literally just have to tell yourself that there's an abundance of that thing to go around. Even that special person that you just can't seem to get over, okay? There is an abundance of love. There is someone who will give you that feeling, okay? You just have to tell yourself that. Even again, if you don't want to get over this person, you're meant to be with this person, you want this person, that's okay. But just telling yourself like, hey, I'm abundant when it comes to love. I have an abundance of love within myself. If that makes you feel better, then that's exactly, what's going to get reflected. That's what's going to get pushed out. You're going to, decrease your resistance towards that thing, and you'll end up manifesting it, okay? That's exactly what I think when it comes to, money, that there's an abundance of money. And that's why I'm never broke, I'm never poor. I don't even believe in that. That's not even my vocabulary. I don't like it when people say, oh, I'm broke, even as a joke. I would never say that. Why would you even, like, say that? Actually, I am so confident that even if I say that, I know that it's a joke, and that it won't be true, okay? But yeah, I know that sounds like kind of conceited, but that is how you have to think, okay? Like that is like the mindset that you have to be in if you want to be abundant, you want to be wealthy, you want to be able to pay your rent and bills on time, okay? And again, this applies to every area of life. Love, social life, okay? Some people have this limiting belief that it's hard to make friends in their adulthood. It's hard to make friends in their 20s, their 30s. It's not as easy as it used to be when we were kids, when we could just go up to whoever. Guess what? I have a lot of friends in New York. I have good quality friends that, I sit down with, for tea. I invite them to my place. They invite me to their place. We do tarot readings for each other, oracle card readings. We have like, deeper connection, not just like party friends and like, hanging out friends, but, friends that I can like talk to things about. Okay. And, like I'm in my 20s and I have like, these good, sustainable, like high quality friends and experiences, all because I told myself it's easy for me to make good friends. It's easy for me to attract high quality friendships. It's easy for me to attract authentic, genuine people. It's easy for me to have long lasting meaning friendships and relationships. Okay, that's literally what you have to tell yourself. But stop giving into these limiting beliefs and these things that people just say because it's common to say them. And people like making small talk, and they just say it to say it. Okay, yeah, because at the end of the day, like you are, everything is a projection of your consciousness. And if there's certain things, ideals you're buying into, and you're continuing to internalize, and you're creating neural pathways that are associated with that frame of thinking, and that's what's getting pushed out. Okay, so sometimes when people say like really typical things like, oh, the economy is so bad, or like it's hard to do this, it's hard to find love when you get older, this or that, in my mind I just correct it. Maybe in real life I'll just like agree or whatever, because I don't really feel like like giving a whole spiel about that. But a lot of people, I do tend to like tell them like, hey, actually let's think from this mindset, let's think from this abundance mindset, if I feel like they're open to that, right? Actually that is good. It's good to spread abundance. It's good to like actually talk about having an abundance mindset, because if everyone started thinking like that, then the world would literally improve so much. Okay, so actually, yeah, that's something that I need to correct myself. Maybe I will start telling more and more people about this way of thinking, this frame of thinking. It's up to them whether or not they want to resonate with it. But in one of the books that I'm reading, How to Think and Grow Rich, they say like spreading abundance, spreading a positive way of thinking is really good, because what you put out is essentially what you get back. So I mean, if you're nice to other people, you're giving a lot of good advice to other people, and they're following it, it's coming back to you in one way or another, right? So even like, for example, like spending money, it's good to spend money. Have this mindset that it's good to spend money, because it does come back to you. It does boost the economy. I remember seeing this statistic about how like Taylor Swift, and a couple of other artists, like a couple of other really big things that happened this year, they circulate, I think they generated like $8.5 billion in the economy or something. Like I know Taylor Swift's concert, like all the funds that went towards her, yeah, like their concert tickets actually help boost the economy. Okay, so I mean, yeah, that's just one example. But my point is like, if you ever feel bad about spending money, just tell yourself it's gonna come back to me anyways. Okay, and yeah, going back to what I was talking about, sorry, I tend to like jump all over topics, jump all over the place when it comes to talking about this stuff, but I'm just so passionate about it. What can I do? Yeah, but what I was talking about before is that there's certain things that people say that sound like really common and basic, and as much as you can, just don't internalize them. Okay, like for example, like that one example about it gets harder to find love as you're older, that's not true at all. I know some people that have found love in their like 30s, and they're even like 40s, when they're 35, and that's because they know themselves. They got to understand themselves on a much deeper level. They were really comfortable with themselves, and they manifested like their soulmate, their partner, better than like the people that they've ever dated in the past. Okay, so no, it doesn't get harder. No, the dating pool doesn't get slimmer or worse. If anything, it gets better, because at that point your standards, your worth. Okay, and you also have to think that there's an abundance of options, like I was saying. Okay, I know for a lot of you, you're worried about dating, love, these are like concerns and questions that I get a lot. My friends tell me about it. Let me tell you guys, it just gets easier as we get older. That's the mindset that we have to think from. Even for me, the friends that I have right now, the quality of friendships that I have right now are actually, I would say, a lot better than the ones that I had in college. Okay, like sometimes I would have friends in college that would maybe like talk behind my back, and do like certain negative things, which I'm completely over, and I know that I manifested that. I take my responsibility in that. Some of those friends I'm not friends with anymore, but some of those friends, they've like grown. They reflected back my higher self concept, and they're good, and they're trustworthy, and I see them in this different light, and that's exactly how they're being reflected back to me. Okay, and like the friends that I've made now that I know myself better, now that I know my worth, are even a lot better than some of the friends that I had when I was younger. So my point is like just tell yourself life gets easier and better the older you get. Okay, and aging is a privilege, by the way. I know a lot of people have this fear about like, oh, I'm getting older, like I have less options, I'm worth less in society, especially as a woman, this or that. No, you cannot think that way. Okay, trust me when I say like it literally gets better as you get older. Like some of the people that I've talked to in their 30s are much happier in their 30s than they were in their 20s, because again, they know who they are, they're more comfortable with themselves. Okay, but yeah, anyways, this all started from this money affirmation. Let me go ahead and pick a couple more cards. I feel like I've already talked a lot. Okay, yeah, I really like this one. I trust myself to bring about these manifestations. I trust in my manifestation abilities. You guys, you're not doing this to get your manifestation to confirm. You're doing this to conform to yourself. You're doing this to become the version of yourself that feels comfortable receiving the best versions of your manifestations. You're doing this to have that shift within yourself, or change your way of thinking, or become the version of yourself, like I said, that feels safe, natural, comfortable, good, receiving the best version of whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, whoever it is that you're trying to manifest. Okay, it's you versus is you. It's not about you forcing the reality. You're not manipulating anyone else. You're literally just shifting realities by shifting to the version of yourself that gets what you want, that feels comfortable selecting the version of your specific person, of that thing that you want to experience. Okay, it's all about that internal shift. It's about, your reality. You're selecting different realities, different people, different versions of people based on your self concept. Okay, and the way to do that, again, is to work on self concept. If you tell yourself, I'm worthy of love, I'm worthy of loyalty, I'm worthy of commitment, I'm worthy of abundance, I'm worthy of all of this, that people have no choice but to reflect that back to you, because you're in that new reality. You're, generating a certain electric signature, because our brains are electric in nature. And this is like a fact that I'm going to say in a lot of my videos, because I'm just like so blown by it. Okay, this is from Dr. Joe Dispenza, but yeah, he did say that our brains are electric in nature. Okay, we have enough to power a light bulb, and the thoughts that we think get emitted into the quantum field and are responsible for the way that we're perceived. We leave behind an electric signature into the quantum field, energetically, and that is how people perceive us. That's why I am affirmations work really well. I am wealthy, I am abundant, I am loved, I am prioritized, I am valued, I am chosen, I am the best person for this job, I am wifey material, I am husband material. Okay, people will literally start seeing you as that, and that does work. Okay, I am respected, I am loved, I am admired, I am supported. Okay, it's really as simple as that. Okay, I am, and then add whatever you want to experience in your reality. Okay, but yeah, I trust myself to bring about these manifestations. It's not some magical fairy, it's not some like spiritual worker that's going to do some magic on you. In fact, something I do want to say is that if like a spiritual person comes up to you and tells you like, hey, I can manifest this for you, they're not doing it for you. You're the one that's doing it for you. Okay, like no one can do your job but you. It's your brain. Okay, so I mean, unless you think that someone else doing magic will work, if you believe in spells, witchcraft, and if you think that will work, then that will work. But my point is, like, at the end of the day, it's still you, right? It's still your thoughts that are going, it's still your faith that's that you're being conscious of, your faith in that thing that you're giving your attention to, or your, am I saying this right? Okay, I could have said that in a better way, but my point is, it's your faith in things that eventually end up manifesting. If you think it will work, it will work. But see, at the end of the day, it's your mind that's doing the work, right? It's you that's doing the thinking. The common denominator here is you. So it's all about you to trust yourself to bring about your manifestations. It's all about you having faith in that thing, you trusting that you have enough faith in that thing as well. Okay, and even if you don't believe it in the beginning, that's okay. It might take a little bit of practice, but just keep saying like, yeah, I have faith in my ability to bring about this thing. I trust myself. I know this is gonna happen. Okay, yeah. We also got, I have my desired life right now. Yeah, I really like this. Okay, use present moment affirmations. I'm so grateful that I have this right now. I'm living in my desired reality right now. Okay, that way your brain, your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's not. If you tell yourself like, okay, you are in your desired reality, it has no choice but to bring about the things that you want. Okay, it has no choice but to bring about your manifestation. And I know some people will be like, oh, well, if I tell my brain I have everything I want right now, and like maybe you don't have something that you want right now, then will it get confused? Will it think like that is, you're just settling for something? That's not how that works. Okay, I mean, your brain works the way that you think it works, and the way that you want it to work, and the way that you assume it works. But if you tell yourself like, I have that thing right now, I have my SP right now, I have the best version of my SP right now, I have that job right now, I have that dream job right now, I have my desired reality right now, I have my dream body right now, I have my dream friend group right now, I have my dream apartment, my dream house, my dream car right now. Your brain has no choice but to reflect that, and your reticular activating system has no choice but to, again, reflect your dominant thoughts, your dominant beliefs, and that's what it's going to project out, and that's what's going to end up manifesting in your 3D reality. Okay, your reticular activating system is, it's just it's some cells at the base of your brain that you can program by telling it certain things like, oh, I am loved, I am abundant. Then it has no choice but to project the reality where you are loved, where you are abundant. I am rich. It has no choice but to bring about money, different sources of income. Okay, at the end of the day, it's about your reticular activating system. It's about the way that you charge it and program it for you to experience certain things in your reality. Okay, so yeah. Anyways, I want the video right here. I do want to let you know that I offer one-on-one manifestation coaching, and I also custom make subliminals. So if you are interested in any of these services, check out the description box below where you'll find my website. You can sign up for those services through my website. And I will end the video right here. I intend that every single person watching this gets their manifestations to full fruition. And yeah, happy manifesting.